back. Now, this New Year's Eve is expected to see quite a hive of activity following 2 years of COVID-19 disruptions. Music, dancing, fireworks and more will be on show. However, every New Year's Eve, the celebrations bring with them numerous bad news stories. So don't get too caught up in the buzz and do something. To help us, of course, with some of the tips on how to stay safe and avoid emergency rooms, let's bring in JP Von Benecke, Deputy Director of Gauteng Emergency Medical Services, joining us this very morning. JP, thank you so much for your time and good morning to you. Now, as we lead up to New Year's Eve and New Year's Day celebrations, I mean, is it a norm for such a cheerful day and a cheerful time to come with bad news, to come with tragic incidents of fatalities or even injuries?
Yeah, unfortunately it does. I think New Year's Eve is a sort of a time where people relax their guard a bit. Like you said, we've had two rough years where we weren't really able to celebrate it. But out of previous experience and out of our data, we definitely see an increase in our trauma cases, motor vehicle accidents, common assault, stabbings, gunshots is rife over New Year's Eve. I think this year we probably expect a little bit of an uptake in that, which is a worry because we already have a large burden of disease in our medical cases, which already puts our hospitals under strain. So come New Year's Eve now, suddenly you have this influx of trauma cases that just puts unnecessary pressure on not just the emergency medical services, but also our health system.
Yeah. And why do you expect that uptake? Why is that so?
I think so like I said, people let their guard down. I think a lot of people do use a bit of alcohol, which is okay if you do it responsibly. And I think some of the tips that we would like to carry over today is just to, like, if you are going to party or drink, is to be vigilant. Don't let your guard too much down. The times in South Africa with our current crime rate is quite high. If you do drink, you put yourself at risk because you naturally are not as aware of your surroundings as you would be if you're sober. And also not to drink and drive. We see a very high uptake of motor vehicle accidents. So, we're quite blessed in South Africa with a good, strong e-hailing system that's available for you to use transport, or dedicate a driver that's not going to drink or sleep over at the place that you are going to party, and not take to the roads on New Year's Eve. And yeah, for me, it's just to be vigilant. And then if you do travel or walk, for example, to where you're going to meet your Uber driver or your e-hailing driver, is to travel in groups, because we do know that a lot of people get mugged now at these spots where they do wait. So make sure you stay in groups, stay together, look after each other. Yeah.
What about incidents involving children? Have you found that it's a time where children are equally in distress?
Very much so as well. So we also see an increase in drowning. So people will have parties, for example, at the house, they let their guard down, they don't supervise the kids, especially around open body waters, so swimming pools or dams, water. And we just plead to the public just to be responsible. If you do have kids around, make sure that there's at least one adult that's dedicated to the supervision of the kids.
Right. We also know that it's equally a time for a lot of concerts, a lot of events. I mean, how is the management of safety at events around New Year's Eve in your experience?
It's generally quite good. I think there's a lot of legislation regarding mass gatherings and events. We're lucky in Gauteng that it's enforced. I think the police and the security clusters have made it very clear that this year is a no-nonsense attitude. So we're hoping that all of this will be under control. But like if you have masses of people and they're inebriated, it does cause a bit of a lapse in judgment. And I think our only plea to the public is just, if you're going to go out and party, just be sober and be vigilant about what you're doing. Be mindful of your acts.
Yeah. There's been growing concerns as well, JP, about the safety of EMS workers and service providers as well. We've heard numerous times, and I suppose not only in New Year's Eve and festive season time, but throughout the year, of ambulances being hijacked, EMS workers being robbed while trying to assist other people. Are you safe around this time? And what precautions are you taking to ensure that yourselves and your colleagues are equally safe?
Yeah, that's a point for us. So on New Year's Eve, I think we're also a little bit more vulnerable because we do go out a lot more to areas which we normally wouldn't cover. This year we're putting 5 extra armored ambulances on the road for each to cover each of our 5 districts, and then we're also running our armored ambulances in phases in hotspots like Hillbrow, for example, just for extra protection of our staff. And then we try and screen them from our communication center. So if you do phone for an ambulance on New Year's Eve, I think our agents will be a little bit more strict on the type of information you relay over to us. If you are vague about the reason why you're calling an ambulance, if you cannot give us a contactable number back so that we can contact you back, and we cannot verify that call, if you are vague on the address, the likelihood is that we are going to rather get SAPs to escort us into that area than just send you an ambulance.
Yeah, and I can't believe we've come to that point in the country where you have to really run this vetting just to assure that this is indeed core industries. But we appreciate you speaking to us and giving us some of those tips. And hopefully, of course, South Africans will ensure that they do get to see 2023 safe and sound with all the tips that you've shared to keep themselves, children, and their loved ones safe. JP Von Benecke, Deputy Director of Gauteng EMS, thank you so much for your time.